The New York Jets coordinator spoke yesterday. Frank Reich, Brian Duker, Chris Banjo. And we're going to highlight some of Frank Reich's comments that I found super interesting. All of that and more. Boy Green Daily starts now.
Oh my gosh, it's morphin' time. To me, talking New York Jets is my superpower. Boy Green Daily starts now. Wow! Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily.
We're talking just football, man.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Offense, defense, special teamwork, Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go!
What's going on, everybody? This is Paul Weston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. No matter where you are, make sure you guys like the video here on YouTube. Appreciate the Facebook viewers live, Twitter viewers live, YouTube replay, and, of course, the audio-only listeners of this friggin' podcast. By the way, I was just doing the math, which is always a dangerous game. But I was seeing how many people have signed up for our tailgate. Again, we don't know who the opponent is. We don't know when the hell it's going to be. However, I wanted to get up an early sign-up sheet for you fine folks in the audience to say, hey, if you want to just get your name on the ledger, just in case. We have 60 of our 100 tailgate tickets already accounted for in the Google Doc sheet down below. An incredible response. You guys don't even know when the game is. You don't know what time it is, anything. So very, very impressed. Thank you, everybody. Again, more details to come when the schedule drops. We'll have full coverage of that, of course, here on the show. But yes, we'll keep you posted on those details. So thank you guys for such a warm response. Again, we'll have 100 tailgate tickets available. Once those are sold out, those are sold out. So we'll keep you guys posted on that. Also, want to give a quick plug, baby. At 3 o'clock today, your mama's favorite backup quarterback, Chris Streveler, who is now retired. He retired earlier this offseason. He had that great run with the New York Jets. He'll be joining me live on today's extra Boy Green bonus episode at 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. Eastern time. If you go to our live tab, that's in there. And as our moderator texted me before the show, if you are a member of either the Boy Green Coffee Club or the Boy Green Espresso Club, feel free, and this is going to sound weird, but you can fill Paul's sack. That is our mailbag in the Discord if you have Chris Streveler questions. One of the perks of being a Boy Green Coffee Club member or Espresso Club member, if you have a question for Chris before the show that will be coming up at 3 o'clock, feel free to fill up Paul's sack with your questions. So that'll be available. Also, we'll take live super chat questions and anything of that nature, on top of all the questions I already have written up here for Chris. So that'll be awesome. Can't wait to talk to Chris. This will be my first interview ever with him, so it should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that, and let's go. So thank you, everyone in the audience. This should be a real time and a half. With all of that being said, we're going to have rookie mini camp here over the coming days. But we did have the coordinator speak. Chris Banjo spoke. Brian Duker spoke. But I will be honest, the one that I was the most intrigued with was Frank Reich. This is our first time hearing from Frank in a press conference setting, and he had a lot of interesting things to say. I want to start with Geno Smith, the QB1 for the New York Jets. That jersey, it's been hanging up there now for a couple of months. I hung that up in March when it was an idea. And now Geno Smith is our quarterback. And Frank Reich was asked about working with Geno Smith. Let's go to that footage. All of this is courtesy of the New York Jets press conference yesterday. Let's go to Frank.
What are your thoughts on getting to work with Geno Smith and having a veteran under center, and how well do you think that he fits into your scheme?
I think he fits perfect. I've liked Geno from day one. When he was coming out of West Virginia, I had a high grade on Geno. I'd not met Geno before here. And I'm kind of glad because I'm even more impressed with him now meeting him in person. I feel his resilience, his toughness, I always think the number one attribute in any quarterback that you need, especially you want to come and turn something around, is you need someone who's tough. I mean, tough mentally, tough physically, and I feel that from Geno on every front. I think his experience, the ups and downs that he's been through, and he's had great success and had to deal with some tough seasons. And if you play in this league long enough, everyone's going to face that. And if you are the person, if you're the right kind of leader, then you come out of it better. And I think that's the version of Geno Smith we're getting. We're getting the best version of who he is, and I think his best football's ahead of him.
If Frank Reich is right, that we're getting the best version of Geno Smith that's ever been seen in the NFL, then we are set for some historic levels of football in a Jets uniform, and I'm not being hyperbolic. Here are Geno Smiths. I wrote it in an article, for Heavy.com that posted this morning. Here are Geno Smith's career highs in the National Football League, okay? He has thrown for 4,300 yards. He has a 70.4% completion percentage and 30 touchdowns. Those are the career highs he's had. If we're getting those numbers and beyond, those would set franchise records. Certainly for yards. The most passing yards we've ever had was Joe Namath back in 1967, was the first quarterback in NFL history to throw for 4,000 yards. And the only quarterback in Jets franchise history to throw for 4,000 yards. So it was the first and the last, unfortunately, at this point. Geno Smith's 4,300 plus would crush that, of course. Now, in fairness, Joe Namath, 14 games, Geno Smith, 17 games. So take that for what you will in terms of, average yards per game. So still salute to Joe Namath. Okay. The completion percentage, 70.4%, would beat Chad Pennington's all-time season high, which is currently the best franchise mark in franchise history. And then finally, touchdowns. That wouldn't quite be number one. Ryan Fitzpatrick, as a matter of fact, in 2015 had 31 touchdown passes. But Geno Smith would become only the second quarterback in New York Jets franchise history to throw for 30 touchdowns or more if he was able to accomplish that feat. So if we're getting the best version of Geno Smith, let's freaking go. And by the way, Geno, when he spoke to the media, obviously he spoke to the media shortly after the trade back in March. And he says the Jets are getting a better version than Seattle got. But there's a lot of jokes being written out there in the audience. A lot of jokes being written. Oh, Geno Smith. Oh, he stinks. Oh, blah, 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 blah. And I get it. He's coming off a bad year. I'm not going to pretend he's not. He led the league in picks, 17 picks. He was the most sacked quarterback in football last year. He was sacked 55 times. So I'll tell you this. Some of that is Geno's fault. Rich broke it down on the Jets Collective podcast, and he watched the tape on all the picks, and a few of them were deflected up in the air like they are for any quarterback. But still, even if you shave a couple of those off, it's still bad for Geno. He had 17 picks. If you shave off, 3 or 4 for deflections, it's still 13, 14 picks, whatever it is. That's a lot of picks. In terms of getting sacked the most, part of that is the Raiders' offensive line sucked, but the other part of it is Geno was holding on to the ball too long. Geno didn't get rid of it, so some of that's on Geno. That's not all on the offensive line, but some of that's on Geno. So Geno's coming off a bad year. But my question to the audience would be this, for the people out there, that because some people are saying that this past season with the Raiders, which sucked, is a sign of things to come. Oh, boy, this is the sign of decline for the 35-year-old quarterback. And maybe that's true. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball over here. That's possible. But let me tell you let me ask you a question. What do you guys think is more likely? I'm going to give you 2 scenarios, okay? One is the thing that was just said, that Geno Smith's last season with Las Vegas, which was terrible, was so bad that this is a sign of things to come. He's just going to keep being bad. Or let's look at this. Geno Smith has been a full-time starter since 2022. That's when he took over for the Seattle Seahawks, okay? So we have a 4-season sample size, 2022, 2023, 2024, those 3 with Seattle, and then 2025, which was with the Raiders. So you tell me in the audience, what do you think is more likely? That the most recent season is a sign of things to come, or 3 of the last 4 seasons being pretty damn good? Because I'm going to read you the numbers in Seattle year after year after year, and then what just happened with the Raiders. So in 2022, Geno Smith had a 69.8% completion percentage, 4,200 passing yards, 30 touchdowns, 11 picks. I'd sign up for that right now. Let's go to 2023. 64.7% completion percentage, 3,600 passing yards, 20 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. I would sign up for that right now. 2024, his final season with the Seahawks, 70.4% completion percentage, 4,300 yards, 21 touchdowns, 15 picks. A little high on the picks, but I'd take that. I'd take that right now for the Jets. And then last season with the Raiders, which was a 67.4% completion percentage, 3,000 yards, 19 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. Obviously, the interceptions are high. But all 4 years, he's had at least a 64% completion percentage, which is better than anything we've gotten from Jets land recently. So his completion percentage is high. The 3,000 passing yards last year was terrible, for sure, but better for what we've been getting at the quarterback position outside of that Aaron Rodgers year in 2024. So you tell me what's more likely that, the more common scenario, the thing that's happened in 3 of the last 4 years is more likely to happen, or the thing that just happened is more likely? My gut tells me that the more likely scenario is the thing that's happened more often, which is Geno Smith being a competent quarterback. That's what I say. But to each their own. So I think there's massive level of disrespect out there for Geno Smith in the audience. And I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it because you want to know what? Noted, I'm that guy in the office. Now, where's my pen? Huh? Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, Geno Smith sucks, huh? Oh, he's going to be terrible with the Jets. All right. I'm just writing it down. I don't want to say receipts. I don't want to go back to solid. We're moving forward, not looking in the past. So I'll come up with a new term. But Geno Smith is about to absolutely, unequivocally shock some people in 2026.
Surprise, motherfucker.
That's how Geno Smith is going to be coming into every game this season. A little bit of that. I think this offense has a chance to be really fun, man. Really fun. Kenyon Sadiq, Mason Taylor, Garrett Wilson, Omar Cooper Jr., Adonai Mitchell, Breece Hall, that offense. Olu Muiwa, Dylan Parham, Josh Myers, Joe Tippmann, Armand Membo. Are you freaking kidding me, man? This offense is stacked. So, okay. All right, people in the audience. All right. We'll see what happens. But I think we're about to surprise some people. I sure do. Abso-freaking-lutely. Let's get some memberships being gifted in. People are feeling the energy out there in the audience. Love it. Jared B. with a gifted membership. 6 raffle tickets for you, good sir. Absolutely appreciate it. We'll read all these members in just a second. So shout out to Jared B., our moderator here on the channel. And shout out here, I see Solomon on our Twitter account. Hey, BG, do you realize Sam Darnold threw 15 picks last year and the Seahawks still won the Super Bowl? Geno was okay. That's a good point, too. Yeah, high interceptions, it's not always terrible. I mean, let me rephrase that. Obviously, it's not good to have high interceptions, but you can overcome them. If you're throwing a lot of touchdown passes, I'll take the picks. Number 1 Austrian Jets fan. Holy crap, he just gifted 20 memberships. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Let's celebrate. Let's hit it.
Indiana. So a little more help for Gangrene. Here we go, guys.
Oh, yeah, let's freaking go. That is now 35 raffle tickets for our number 1 Austrian Jets fan who now sees his first place away from Kyle gosh darn Clifton. Let's freaking go. Shout out to you, number 1 Austrian Jets fan. Shout out to you.
Let's go, Jets. Jets. Yes, sir.
Perfect. Good job.
Let's freaking go. All right, one more. Let's go.
Kevin James.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Thank you, Kevin James, for that, baby. Number 1 Austrian Jets fan, like I just said, now sees his first place in our contest. For our raffle, I'll show the raffle prizes here in just a moment, so hang on tight, people. But let's do this. Let's read all the new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club here on YouTube. Shout out to you guys out there in the audience. All right, let's ride. Okay. Which let's ride. That there may be something to say about that in a little bit, but that's neither here nor there. All right, Jeremy, your membership went to LaCory. 5535. You're now a member to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to you. All right, let's read all the 20 new members. Here we go. All right, we got Dab's Face. That Kid to It is back. Great to see you back. Grinch Mob Jets for Life. Steven NYC. Miss Latanya. Great to see you in here. Let's see. Who else do we got? Georgie. NYC Campa. Sonny Miller. Nautica here's. You're in here. Patrick Sullivan. FP's Trooper. Z Browning. NYJ Lunatic. Golden Arm. NYCIRAF. Earl Bedford is in here. Bobby's World. Aston Langley. John Woo. Brandon Newburen. You guys are all now members to the gosh darn Boy Green Coffee Club. That's what the hell I'm talking about, baby. Get that energy flowing. Screw the haters. We're here, baby. JETS. Jets, Jets, Jets. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Austrian. Thank you, Jared B. Way to get the energy picked up in here. Oh, yeah. By the way, here are our raffle prizes for this month. Every single month we do a raffle on this channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. It's great to have you as a part of the community. Welcome to the family. Okay? We got a Garrett Wilson Funko Pop. We got a brand new New York Jets polo. And we got a men's New York Jets New Era Cream Kelly Green Sideline Historic 3930 Flex hat, baby. A sideline hat for the Jets. There you go. All that's up for grabs. We'll be giving that away on June 1st. You can stuff the ballot box all month long, baby. You're on the program. Appreciate you. Let's go. Boy Green is numero uno. You are too kind, but factual, but too kind. I appreciate that. All right, let's get some other Frank Reich comments in here that intrigue me. Geno Smith, that fires me up. And real quick on Geno, one more, and then we'll get into some other Frank Reich comments. Okay, so shortly after Frank Reich was hired, we were joined by the lovely ESPN's Rich Cimini, and on that podcast, that was in February, Rich told me, he said, "Hey man, Frank Reich is going to have tremendous influence over who is the quarterback of this team." That's part of the gig. That's part of the allure. That's part of what he was given in terms of power, which makes sense. Offensive coordinator should have some strong say in whoever the hell the quarterback is. And then about a month after my conversation with Rich, the Jets traded for Geno Smith. This is just the other thing I want to throw out there before we move on. The other thing I want to throw out there is, for anyone that goes, at Geno, Frank Reich, who is a longtime quarterback himself, has had top 10 offenses in Indianapolis with the Colts. Like, he chose Geno. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to say that when he was at the grocery store, he had a great budget in terms of, like, the options weren't great. He went to a farmer's market, and not everything was available. There weren't Patrick Mahomes fruit on the table. There wasn't a Joe Montana salad available. Okay, so keep that in mind with the selection process this offseason, that it wasn't a collector's choice here. Like, there wasn't everything on the table, but from what was on the table, we're talking about the draft, we're talking about free agency, we're talking about trade, we're talking about anything in the universe that the Jets could have utilized to get their quarterback. Frank chose Geno, and quite frankly, Geno chose the Jets, because Geno and the Jets worked together on the contract alterations. If Geno didn't want to come here, he wouldn't have had to work on the contract alterations, which would have forced the Raiders to cut him, and then Geno could have gone somewhere else. He chose the Jets just as much as the Jets chose him. You'll notice I've got a Pikachu on my arm. I got a tattoo. I got a couple of tattoos on my body. This is the only visible one. And that's not the indicator of one like on the ass cheek or anything, but anywho, that's neither here nor there. I don't, but not that you guys needed to know that information. Anywho, I've got this Pikachu on my arm, and the first episode ever of Pokemon, the 1990s cartoon television show, is Pikachu, I Choose You. Geno chose the Jets. The Jets chose Geno Smith. And I will be candid that we talked about a lot of quarterback possibilities this offseason. A lot of possibilities. Oh, we could trade for this guy. We could draft this guy. We could sign this guy. I didn't mention a lot of Geno before it started becoming apparent that it was possible because I didn't think that Geno would want to come back, with all due respect. I did not think Geno would want to come back. Why would he? He got punched in the jaw, and it totally changed the trajectory of his career. So he gets punched. Ryan Fitzpatrick takes over. We have this magical 10-win season in 2015. Does that happen with Geno? Who knows? The world will never know what happens there. And basically, Geno gets cast aside. And then he goes on this like 7-year sabbatical of being a backup quarterback and just bouncing around the league. And then finally, he gets his shot in Seattle and proves, hey, man, I still got it. So I'm surprised that Geno chose us because of all the history. But like the fact that he wanted to make that history right, I love that about Geno. And then the Jets wanted Geno because they knew the stories that would be written by picking Geno of any quarterback out there. The jokes write themselves about Geno coming back and what Geno was and what Geno is, which, again, I highly recommend if you guys haven't checked that out. It's in my Boy Green's biggest interviews playlist. If you guys did not check out my wonderful conversation with Judy Batista of the NFL Network, I couldn't recommend it more. I referenced it in the interview or the article, rather, I wrote this morning about Frank Reich. She told me about what happened there in Las Vegas and what is Geno's fault and what is not Geno's fault. There's some intriguing stuff in there. Anywho, I just love that we chose Geno and Geno chose us. And we chose him. Good stuff. All right, let's get some other Frank Reich comments in here. You know, there was a lot of reporting that Frank Reich, after Stanford, so just to do a quick story on this, Frank Reich going to Stanford to be the head coach, but knowing that he was only the head coach for that season because Andrew Luck and Stanford were in a pinch. And they said, hey, Frank, it doesn't matter if you win the national championship this year or you go winless. Either way, like, this is your only year with the program. We just need somebody. We're in a real tough spot. And Andrew Luck, his former quarterback, gave him the call, and Frank said, I'll be there for you. And he was there. And people make fun of Stanford. Like some people, like, Frank Reich, look what he did. Stanford, what an idiot. And then you don't provide the context, and you look like an idiot. So, but after Stanford, a lot of people said, Frank Reich was just strongly pondering retirement, and the Jets got him off the couch, basically, is what people say. Well, Frank Reich painted a very different story when asked about that conversation about leaving Stanford or what was next. Let's play that footage.
Frank, could you talk about when this opportunity first arose? Were you looking to get back in after Stanford? Were you thinking about taking a year off? Where were you mindset-wise? And then just describe when AG contacted you.
My mindset after Stanford was, honestly, Stanford kind of re-energized me for coaching. It just reminded me of my love for the game, for the sport, for the purity of just coaching, being out on the field with the guys. And so when I got back, I sat and talked with my wife, and I said, I'm not going to jump at anything, but if the right person calls and it's the right place, I will go. And that was my mindset when I got back. And, got a couple phone calls on a couple fronts that, nothing moved the needle for me. But as soon as AG called, I knew right away this was something I wanted to do. Mainly because of him, but also because of the challenge and the opportunity to be a part of a staff and be part of a team, an organization that has an opportunity to do something special and turn something around. At this point, I love that idea, and I'm excited about that, and I feel like I got something to offer and contribute to helping that happen.
I love, again, when people want to be here, that rings my bell. When people want to be here, they choose to be here. They're passionate about being here. They're passionate about turning it around. And we'll have another answer on Frank Reich there in a second. But I see there's two comments here. I want to highlight them. Gator McCluskey rules. Great to have you in here. Member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Nobody wanted Justin Fields, he says. Nobody wanted Geno Smith. It's hard to get too excited about our quarterback situation. So on your last point, if you're not excited or other people aren't excited, I won't make you be excited. Hopefully, my excitable energy is infectious to those in the audience, but I'm not going to make you guys feel something you don't. If you don't feel it, good. I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. That's your choice. You guys can fan however you want to fan. I'm not going to tell anyone how to fan. I'm just saying, for me, there's a little bit of I don't know if it's a fire, but there's like a tickle in the belly. Like, I was like, man, Geno Smith, like, this is nuts. This is crazy. It's again the Christmas vacation. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. And then, but like, it's so crazy. It might just work. Like, Geno Smith is a competent quarterback, and that helps me feel a certain type of way. Normally when quarterbacks come in here, I dream of ceiling. When Aaron Rodgers came here, I'm like, we're going to win the Super Bowl. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. While I hope that happens with Geno, that's not where my first thought was. I've said it all offseason. I'll keep repeating it. It's raising the floor. Frank Reich raised the floor over Tanner Engstrand. Tanner Engstrand might have had a high ceiling, but like, would he ever realize it? Would he ever figure it out? He was still learning on the job. He'd never been an offensive coordinator before last season. So I like raising the floor. The quarterback position. Like, Geno Smith has had a lot of success in this league. And recently, I'm not going 10 years ago success. I'm talking about like 3 of the last 4 years. He's been a wildly successful quarterback. That revs my engine. On the nobody wanted Justin Fields thing, well, that's just not true. Now, I'm not saying a lot of people wanted him. The Steelers offered him a contract. He said no. And he picked the Jets. So I'm not saying he had offers from every team in the league, because that's not true. But he was offered by Pittsburgh. He told them to shove it, and he came to the Jets. So somebody wanted Justin Fields. And on Geno Smith, by all the reporting, apparently that wasn't true either, which is why the Jets traded for Geno Smith, because they were afraid if he got to the open market and other teams were influencing, like Minnesota, who apparently were kicking the tires on Geno Smith, according to reporting. If no one else wanted Geno Smith, the Jets wouldn't have traded for him. That's the truth. If nobody else wanted him. We all give credit for Darren Muji walking on water. Do you think he just gave up an asset for no reason? Now, again, the asset was somewhat inconsequential, but if it secured his guy, I was all for it. But he gave up something because he said, I don't want to play around, and Geno ends up somewhere else. So, again, if nobody wanted Geno, the Jets wouldn't have done that. So I push back on that. But again, I'm not going to make you, Gator, or anyone else in our audience who's not excited about this and hates Geno or hates any of these things or feels whatever type of way they do. Maybe they're indifferent. Maybe they're angry. Maybe they're happy. Wherever you are, you guys can feel how you want to feel. And I see that Mac is also in that Gator camp. Let's go to Mahar Khalil at Super Chat here on the program. Let's highlight this. Every time I get a Super Chat here from my daughter, Soraya Luna. Wow. Mac, appreciate that. Thank you for the Super Chat, my friend. That's 2 more raffle tickets. You have 5 raffle tickets to our contest based on your previous Super Chat combinations. Let's read out the Super Chat to the fans. $5 Super Chat. Good morning, BG. I hate to disagree with you, but Jets were left with no choice but to grab Geno Smith, and Geno had the final decision to play for us or not. So a couple of things here. Don't hate to disagree with me, Mac. I hope everyone in the audience disagrees with me sometimes. Hopefully not all the time, but you guys can disagree as much as you want. That's what I love about this show. Sure, it's called Boy Green Daily, and you guys tune in for Boy Green on a daily basis, I guess, for my takes, rants, and conversations, whatever the hell else I provide. But I hope that you guys have different opinions. As much as I enjoy you guys calling into the show and super chatting, Paul, you're the best. You're handsome. You're successful. You're dashing, which all of those things are obviously true. But I don't just need yes men around me. I don't. I appreciate it. I appreciate the firm pat on the back when you guys think I do a good interview and you let me know. I appreciate that. I also appreciate when you guys hold me on and say, you messed up this. You messed up this. Hold me accountable. I'm cool with it. We should all hold each other accountable. So to this point of, like, don't hate to disagree with me. I'm cool with any of you that disagree with me. Let's have a good conversation about it, which we're about to have right now, Mac. So no ill will, no nothing. I don't care that you disagree with me, not in a dismissive way. Like, I'm cool. I'm good. We could disagree. I hope we do a lot of disagreeing. Good conversation. So with the Jets were left with no choice but to grab Geno Smith. Again, to me, I don't think that's true. The options were not great, but the Jets had choices. They could have went in free agency with another option. Now, Kyler Murray didn't want them. Kirk Cousins didn't want them. There were quarterbacks that did not want the Jets, so thus those were not choices for the Jets. But there was plenty of people that were out there in the audience that the Jets could have chosen. They chose Geno. Frank Reich had say. To me, to paint it in a way that there was a game of musical chairs and the music's playing, and the music stopped, and the Jets are like, oh crap, there's only one seat left. Well, I guess I'll sit in it. It's Geno Smith. That's not how I see it, personally. But hey, we could disagree about that. But I think to say that that's the last choice they were left with, not only do I disagree, I just don't think that's factually correct. There are other options out there in free agency. We could go through the names. Now, some of them, as I've mentioned, said no to the Jets. Or I don't know if the Jets were interested, but they weren't interested in the Jets, and maybe they weren't interested either. Kyler Murray and Kirk Cousins are two names that immediately come to mind. So they didn't want him. But I don't think every quarterback on planet Earth did not want to play for the Jets during free agency or trade or any of these things, right? They could have traded. So let's just go through a couple. They could have traded for Tanner McKee. That would have been that was another choice that they chose not to go down, but that was another choice. They could have traded for Mac Jones. That was another choice, but they didn't want to go down that road. So to say that Geno was the only choice, I don't agree with that. And did Geno have the final decision to play for us? Of course. Now, Geno apparently had other interest from other teams. Reporters said that there was interest from the Minnesota Vikings. I'm sure there was more teams beyond that. Raiders wanted him back, actually. They offered. Sorry for if there was a technical difficulty right there for a second, folks. Sorry. But so Geno, again, to alter the contract the way he did, that he had to agree to do that to make the trade happen. So he did have a decision from that perspective, but he had other options that were available on the table. But I appreciate the super chat. Thank you, Mac. We've added that to your raffle ticket total. All right, let's go through some more comments here. Yes, I think I did freeze temporarily, so apologies for that, folks. Some weird technical glitch. Let's get another Frank Reich comment in here. Let's get one last one. And this was a blunt question from ESPN's Rich Cimini. And you'll hear his question. But basically, Frank, why the hell did you take this job? The Jets are coming off a terrible year, and they had no quarterback when you took the job. Like, why the hell did you take this job? Here's Frank Reich.
Frank, what was it specifically, other than you said mainly AG was the drawing card to the Jets, but specifically, I mean, because you looked at the Jets were coming off obviously a tough year, with an unsettled quarterback situation. So a lot of offensive coaches would say, well, why do I want to do that? So what was it about it that attracted you?
Well, those are the things that maybe I'm a little backwards, but that's actually what attracts me. You know what I mean? How to figure it out. Take what looks on the surface like a difficult situation and figure out how to get it done, knowing that it can get done. That's what I love about this business. It's the best of the best. You're with the best coaches and the best players in the world. And I could see from watching the tape very early on and just knowing my familiarity with, some of the people here beforehand, knowing how good the offensive line looked. Obviously, you got a couple play. You got a running back and a receiver in Garrett and Brees that are really good players. A tight end room that's very strong. There was a lot to like about looking at this team, looking at this opportunity in front of us.
We are a injured bird, and Frank Reich wants to nurse us back to health. I love that about Frank. He's like, hey, man, some people would run away from this. The Jets' history, their most recent season stunk. They didn't seemingly have a quarterback. And he's like, no, as other people are running away, I'm running too. I want to fix this. And he's a former Jet. So I'm sure there's a special thing inside his brain of wanting to fix this. And for people that are lighting up Cimini for the question, it's a good question. It's a little blunt, but it's good, direct, but it's a good question. Let's be honest. What why take this job? Some people believe Aaron Glenn is a lame duck coach. They believe he's on the hot seat. He's going to get canned. That's what some people say out there. So you think about the hot seat nature of Aaron Glenn, coming off the terrible year, the no quarterback plan for an offensive coordinator. Most offensive coordinators don't want to take a job of which they don't know at the time who the quarterback's going to be. I doubt when he was hired, he was like, yeah, Geno Smith is going to be my guy. I doubt that conversation happened. So I don't blame Rich for the question at all. I know some are like, whoa, in the audience, but no, I mean, it's a good question. It's a blunt question, but a very good question. So let's go. I see a Gator question here. Let me get my gizmos working over here. Gator McCluskey says, how many of you were planning on taking Geno Smith in your fantasy football league, even as your backup quarterback? 12-team league, he'll go undrafted. Not that matters, but perception is. Gator, I might be crazy. But, we're months out. So, I don't have to do my first fantasy draft is probably 3 months out. So, it's going to be a while. I don't draft till late August. But there's a world where I definitely take Geno Smith. Because there's some fantasy trophies. It's hard for you guys to probably see all this stuff in the background, but some of my championships that I've won in fantasy, and I've won a couple, because I'm such a big deal, is me winning at quarterback. Because it's sort of winning in the margins for me for fantasy football. It's the rest of your competition is doing this, and you do this. For instance, one of my championships came in, I'm going to mess up the year, so I won't say the year, but it was Patrick Mahomes' first season as a full-time starter. So as a rookie, he played the one game at the end. Alex Smith was there. And then Patrick Mahomes was a full-time starter. I got Patrick Mahomes in the 10th round. And I said, yeah, he's my guy. I'm going to take a risk. I took two quarterbacks in the 9th and 10th round because I had back-to-back picks. It was the last pick of the 9th round, first pick of the 10th round. I took Kirk Cousins and Patrick Mahomes back-to-back. I thought Patrick Mahomes was the upside swing, and Kirk Cousins provided a floor. So if Patrick Mahomes bottomed out, I had a Kirk Cousins that I thought would just deliver me rock-solid numbers. And I took a risk on Patrick Mahomes. He threw 50 touchdown passes that season. And, well, the rest is history. No one knew who Patrick Mahomes was, relatively speaking, outside of trading up in the first round, and I won a fantasy championship. So it's the margins. I took a quarterback that was like the best of the best in the 10th round, and everyone else took their quarterbacks in like first, second, third, fourth, fifth round, top half of the draft. So I won the margins. I got to take running backs or receivers when they were taking quarterbacks, and then when they were taking those running backs or receivers that weren't as high in value in the 9th and 10th round, I was getting a quarterback that was going to beat them. So to me, it's margin play. So to your point, Geno Smith, I don't know. No relevant fantasy magazines are even out yet. I buy a bunch and I consume that kind of content. So when those come out later here in the month of May and early June, I'll be reading a bunch and I'll have a better answer of whether Geno Smith will be drafted. I have no idea. Maybe not. But I will tell you in my head, I could definitely see it because I think Geno's going to surprise me. I think Geno can throw for 4,000 yards. I think Geno can have 20-plus touchdown passes. I think Geno's completion percentage speaks for itself. It's been at least basically 65% each of the last 4 years. I think he could have 65% completion percentage, over 20 touchdowns, and then throw for 4,000 yards. That'd be one of the better quarterback seasons we've seen in a long time. And if he gets on the high end of some of those numbers, maybe the best QB season ever. But I don't want to go too far. We'll see what happens. But for me, maybe I'm crazy. Like Frank Reich, he's like, maybe this is backwards. Maybe this is backwards, but there's a world where I take Geno Smith as my starter, not as backup. And you try to win the margins. So I think there's a world where I do that. I'm a little crazy. But to me, I think, our leagues are a little different because you could get punished for finishing at the bottom. Okay? You could get punished for finishing that way. But to me, I channel my Herm Edwards here. You play to win the game. I play to win the championship. I don't play to finish in 6th place. I play to win. And I've won multiple championships, so I guess that strategy works out. But again, in our league, you get punished if you finish in the bottom part of the league. So you definitely don't want to do that. You don't just want to swing everything on risk in fantasy football, and then you get to the end, and then if you grab all those high variance players and they miss, you're going to lose a lot of games in fantasy. So you have to balance variance with floor plays and see where it goes from there. So let's go. But interesting question, though. So, yeah, I don't know how many other people are going to be doing that. Gator here says, I'm just praying for the day that we have a quarterback locked into the position that we could say, we'll go out there and give us a chance to win every game. That's what I want. Go get him, Geno. Gator, that's it for me. We haven't had that, obviously, in a long time. Maybe ever. But definitely a long time. Like maybe Brett Favre gave you that in 2008. Maybe Chad Pennington at Spurts gave you that in some form or fashion, but not quite to the level of like, if you're a Colts fan with Peyton Manning, there's only one team that's ever gone truly undefeated from pillar to post. It's the 1972 Dolphins. We did have the 16-0 Patriots, but that doesn't happen that often. But I imagine Colts fans went into each of their weeks of those seasons with Peyton Manning saying, oh, we could win this game. Oh, we could win this game, and feel 100% legitimate that they felt like they could win that game. So, yeah, Gator, that is the goal. That would be awesome, because if you get a franchise quarterback, you can win any game. Will you win every game? I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. It hasn't happened that often in NFL history. But that's it. I'm with you. Like, that's the one where every game, man, we could win this thing. We could do this. And we have a chance for a championship. We have playoff aspirations, Super Bowl, all that stuff. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, Gator. That'll be the day. That'll be a great day for Jet fans. I'm certain of it. So, absolutely love that. Yeah, but we'll see. So, on the fantasy stuff, I don't have a strong enough sense. Yeah, I don't have a strong enough sense on Geno. I would assume, because of where the Jets are and all that, I would assume he's not very high, but I won't know that till I grab my fantasy football magazines later. Number one Austrian Jet fan says, could Will Levis be a right guy, QB2? Yeah, maybe it's another direction. Obviously, the other news of the day yesterday is that Russell Wilson revealed to the New York Post that the Jets have offered him a contract. So if he takes it, he's the QB2 of the Jets. But he's pondering it. He's kicking it around. He's considering retiring and going into TV. So, yes, there is a world where if Russell Wilson says, I'm going into TV, because obviously if he says, yes, that's our QB2, there is a world where maybe they trade for like a Will Levis and have a young upside quarterback. That's possible. Well, the veteran options, again, they're running out. Tyrod's in Green Bay. It didn't seem like the Jets wanted him back. You have Cooper Rush, you're still hanging out there. I don't know if there's any connection to the current Jet staff and Rush. I'd have to go back through the Jet staff and double check. You have Russell, obviously, who has a Muji and Geno Smith connection. But, yeah, there are trades. So Will Levis, do they pivot to a Tanner McKee if the price is right? That feels too aggressive. You gave up like a 6th, 7th round pick swap for Geno to then turn around and give up like what, a 4 or something for Tanner McKee. That doesn't seem to be like proper resource allocation, but I'd be intrigued by the swing. So yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, Will Levis would probably be that sort of same late round swapping. And for me, I'd rather, if we're going to get a Will Levis or something, I'd rather do it sooner rather than later so they could get familiarized with the playbook. Because we have rookie minicamp this weekend. We're going to have OTAs starting. We are in the middle of voluntary workouts. We have the mandatory minicamp in June. I'd rather whoever our QB2 is, we know that sooner rather than later so they can just sort of get their hands on the playbook. I mean, content-wise, I should probably want it to wait because we're going to have the schedule and we're going to have some fun stuff to do with the schedule. We've got rookie minicamp right now. We have OTAs. So maybe I should want this to happen later because that'll give us future content later. But, yeah, he fits some of the size profile for sure, Austrian. That's good. By the way, there will be no Nick Ferrier today, beat reporter for JetsXFactor.com. He's on vacation, so hopefully Nick enjoys a nice vacation. So no Nick Ferrier today for those waiting for Nick Ferrier. For sure. And good love here from Luby Super Jetsman. You know, like Geno, newsflash, he's our quarterback. He's a Jet, and I support any Jet. They're ours. They're green and white. They bleed, and he bled green and white before. But he's my guy. So I will ride and die. Even if I didn't believe, I would ride and die because, like, that's my guy. And I will make myself believe. But I don't feel like I'm doing that on Geno. I don't think I'm making up belief in Geno. I feel confident with Geno that he's going to raise the floor. How high is that floor? We're all going to find out together, folks. That's it. We're all going to find out together. We have 300 people in the room, baby, including over 140 on YouTube. Appreciate you guys out there in the audience. Like the video if you haven't already, as I do a quick discount double check here on the old YouTube channel. With over 140 people here on YouTube, but only 51 likes. There's almost 100 of you out there in the audience have not liked the video yet, so please make sure you guys do that. As soon as you come in, if you can make it a part of your routine, that is how this Jet show organically gets in front of other Jet fans out in the audience. It's part of some YouTube algorithm. I don't know. It's above my pay grade, quite frankly. And we're one subscriber away, by the way, from 8,620. So help give us a little bit of a tush push there. And let's keep climbing towards 10,000, baby. That'd be terrific. So let's go. Yes, number one Washington Jet fans, smash that like button. Or as my pop says, take the like button to Pound Town. Let's go. All right, let's do this. We're going to open up the phone lines here on the program. If you'd like to call in, now is about to be the time to do so here on the show. Again, another reminder, we'll have another live show. It's coming up at 3 o'clock, baby. Chris friggin' Strevler. So if you're a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club or Espresso Club, we have a Discord app that's, it's around for everybody, but we have a specific community on Discord where you guys can join it. If you're a Boy Green Coffee Club member or a Special Club member, it connects to your YouTube, so it confirms that you're one of those members. You can join that community, comment, hang out with Jet fans, and talk all the time if you'd like. And one of the perks is there are all these threads in there, like NFL football, if you want to talk, fantasy football, that was a topic today, or whatever. There is a thread for Paul Sack. That's where you submit questions for guests that we have on the show. Sometimes I give you guys a heads up, like, ooh, we have this guest, and I will take questions if you guys have them. Sometimes it's a surprise guest. We don't have time, so I just ask the questions, and then you guys get early access to those videos. So I know Chris is joining us, so that's coming up live at 3 o'clock today. We'll also take live Super Chat questions if you prefer. That'll be great for Chris, and you guys can increase the energy in there for Chris. But a bonus episode of Boy Green Daily is coming. The retired quarterback, he retired this offseason. Talk about his life, talk about some great Jets memories. I got a bunch of questions, but we'll take questions for the audience. So you can fill up Paul's sack in the Discord or send those early and often. Actually, if you guys aren't going to be around at 3 o'clock, you can actually submit your super chat questions in advance. Go to that live video. If you'll see Chris Strevler's face, if you go to YouTube, BoyGreen25, and hit the live tab, you'll see there's a Chris Strevler interview waiting to happen. You can actually go in there and super chat a question and have it waiting. So when we get to the Strevler interview, I can read it. If you're not going to be around live at 3 o'clock, that's another way to do it. So terrific. But let's do this. Let's take a half time out. We'll be right back after these short messages.
1, 2, 3.
Let's go, baby. We are opening up the phone lines here in just a second, and you guys can feel free to call in and share your thoughts on a variety of subject matters, whether that's Frank Reich, Brian Duker, Chris Banjo, or anything else that's on your mind. That is now the pinned comment on youtube.com/BoyGreen25. Before we get there, I saw this. This excites me. This revs up my engine. Ronaldo has hit the upgrade button and has officially joined the Boy Green Espresso Club. Let's go. If you are watching on YouTube, we have 2 YouTube membership levels. The Boy Green Coffee Club, which is $2.99 a month, and the Boy Green Espresso Club, which is $5.99 a month. Ronaldo has just said, yeah, I've enjoyed being a Boy Green Coffee Club member, but it's time to join up and be a Boy Green Espresso Club member, baby. That's what I'm talking about. So Ronaldo, an automatic 5 raffle tickets to our contest for this month for joining. That's a $15 value. And you, as you join the Espresso Club, it's only $6. So you make your money back right then and there. Also, you have access to our Boy Green Espresso Club meeting, which will be coming later this month. That's a private show just for Espresso Club members. So you can call into the show. You can ask questions, and the public doesn't get to enjoy that. The Coffee Club even doesn't get to enjoy that. That is an Espresso Club exclusive. So Ronaldo, thank you so much for joining, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that. So thank you, Ronaldo. Awesome. You also have access to our Discord channel as well. So frick yeah, Ronaldo, let's go. Oh, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Absolutely terrific. All right, let's go. Let's go. Yes, and there is Woody emojis out there. Yes, shout out to Woody rocking everywhere. Yes, there is a Woody emoji out there. Shout out to Jets Worldwide for making all of our emojis here on the channel. Again, 300 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. The pinned comment is the call-in line if you'd like to get your participation trophy. Now's the time to do so. But let's hop on over to the phone lines and look who we have here. What a special treat. Here on a Thursday, on May 7th, on Chris Strevler Day, we have Hop on Pop gracing us with his presence from the lovely New Hampshire confines. Pop?
Hey now, good morning, Coffee Club.
What's crack-a-lackin'? It's good to see you.
It's good to be seen. A couple things, unfortunate update. You will not see me on Saturday. I will be in flight. There's a chance. I don't want to book it, but there's a chance if I get to the hotel room in Romania on time, I could zip on in, but it's unlikely.
I'll put that in my notes. Okay, no problem. That's all right. So I'm glad we're getting a different version of Hop on Pop right now then. Okay.
Yeah. So I'd like to mention two moments in the life of Boy Green.
Oh, boy.
First of all, I couldn't be prouder of Boy Green for the most part, with all due respect. And one of the proudest moments recently was when EZ called in, and respect to EZ. He's like on the Mount Rushmore, on the foothills of Mount Rushmore of Boy Green, not really on the Mount Rushmore. They're kind of like in the foothills. But anyways, when he called in and complained about you cutting him off, and then you cut him off, I started a tear of pride came across my, because I could see your face and I knew it was about to happen. I was going to text you and say, do it. And then I saw your face. I'm like, that's my boy. But
real quick on that as a side note. So if you guys didn't see it, actually, we clipped up a version of it. It's not the full thing. It's like 2 minutes long or something. But there's a video version of it of Easy complaining about me cutting him off in the past, and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. That's terrible. And then I skip ahead a little. You'll see it jump, and then all of a sudden, boop, and then like we all lose our crap laughing about it. So I will tell you. And I think I said on the show a couple days ago, and everyone's got an angel on their shoulder and a devil on their shoulder. As soon as he said that, the devil voice was the evil Sith Lord from Star Wars going, do it now, do it. And I was like, oh, I don't, that would be rude. He just told me not to. So I'm having this voice inside my head as Easy's talking. And then it kept going, do it. Come on, you animal, do it. And then I'm like, all right, you bastard, I'll give in to the evil. And then, that was hilarious. It's funny. He took it like a champ. I was going to hold it a little longer. I cut him off.
By the way, that was my critique of it.
Or something.
You should have held it a little longer. Yeah. But the other side is this Geno thing. Jets fans, and I've said it before, I love you all. But Geno's not good enough. Let's just take the Aaron Rodgers sandwich, if you will.
Okay.
So, we talk a lot that, the Jets haven't had a competent quarterback, blah, 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 blah. Well, we did. That's the Aaron Rodgers season was a competent season. Did he come through in clutch time? No. Did he throw some of the best numbers the Jets have seen in a long time? Yes. Yeah, he sure did. And so, I didn't want him back, to be clear, but he did. He didn't win the games they should have won in the clutch. kind of choked. I flashback to the Colts game I was watching in North Carolina, the end of the game, and he definitely could have and should have brought the team back to victory in that game.
Minnesota in international waters.
That's right.
Before Robert Saleh got fired, the Week 6 Monday Night Football game playing for first place. That was the red line Mike Williams game. So like there was
first place.
Those are three off
I
the top
know.
of our heads of you saying Colts and me saying Vikings and me saying Bills. Those are three, and the Jets had 5 wins. That's 3 that he could have influenced to 8 wins, and that would have been the most wins we've seen in a decade. But there's more than that. But that's just off the top of our head. That's
Yeah, but shy of that year, it's been a drought.
Sure.
And, this is the moronic moment of the day brought to you by Hop on Pop. Boy Green last year, when Justin Fields is throwing that ball around the yard for 40 to 50 yards per game, occasionally throwing it to Garrett Wilson, in the third quarter once. But you take all that into effect. You just hear Boy Green go, well, he hasn't thrown an interception yet. He's the only starting quarterback in the NFL who hasn't thrown an interception. Yeah, so that
was a factual statistic. I want that was a factual statistic for a large period of time.
It just sounded moronic when you kept saying it. But anyways, I digress. Okay. I would just like to say that what would you rather have? Think back to those games. And they hurt. I watched, if the Cowboys weren't on, and even when they were on, I had it on the other screen. I watched every painful minute of Justin Fields being a quarterback for the Jets. Yeah. And which would you rather have? That or, the Jameis Winston slinging the ball, pushing the ball down the field, and it's going to get intercepted. It's going to get tipped. The receiver's going to run the wrong route. Sometimes it's going to be the quarterback's fault, but a lot of times we blame it on the quarterback immediately without, ask Neil O'Donnell. Why don't you look that up? Ask Larry Brown how often he polishes that Super Bowl MVP trophy because their wide receivers broke the wrong routes twice and cost the Steelers the Super Bowl. Thank you, by the way. But, so Geno Smith, upgrade. I can't believe we'd be saying anything else. In my opinion, clearly the least expensive, hands down, best option the Jets had. And it's going to make the entire team better. How much better? We don't know. But it will be better. It will be better. So
it'll be hard to be worse. So
I think it's almost impossible to be worse. But have a great day, Coffee Club. I've got 35. I've been away from New Hampshire for a long time. And I'm only here for 24 hours before I head to Romania. So I have a lot of things to do. One last thing before I go. I didn't post it. I posted on Instagram and other social media, Brody's status. He has moved out of ICU. There are many, let's not kid ourselves. There's a long road of post-pancreatitis, which is what he had, implications. He'll be in the hospital for weeks and weeks to come with multiple procedures that will have to take place. So nowhere near out of the woods, but a significant turnaround, and he's on the right path. So I'll keep you posted as I can. They'll be less frequent as this process and his progression will be much slower in the coming weeks. But I appreciate everyone's love and support. So thank you all, and Brody Strong.
There you go. Pop, appreciate that. Appreciate. Apparently, by the way, was it Like Grenade Rico the Pup says, Pop demolished me with that imitation of me. Great. Yes. Glad you guys got a real good kick out of that. Excellent. Which, by the way, that statistic was true. He was a starting quarterback that had not thrown a pick over a large period of time. Now, he wasn't exactly lighting the world on fire in the other passing statistics. The less attempts likely contributed to lack of interceptions, but that's neither here nor there. He's not our problem anymore. That's a Chiefs thing. Which we actually do play the Chiefs. We'll see. Here's my schedule call out, by the way. Okay. Everyone's saying the Jets are going to open the road against the Tennessee Titans. Robert Saleh revenge. Here's mine I want to throw out there in the universe. Here's my prediction. Jet schedule, still the schedule, NFL schedule, whatever. The whole schedule doesn't come out like 2 weeks. I believe the Jets open up on the road week 1 in Kansas City against starting quarterback Justin Fields. That's my gut. I know we're seeing all the Patrick Mahomes workout videos, but that's my call-out shot. It's my Babe Ruth pointing out in the sky. I think the Jets open up on the road against Kansas City Chiefs. We'll see if I'm right. All right, let's go to the phone lines. We got Kyle Clifton up next. What's up, Kyle?
What's going on, Paul?
Hey, good to see you.
We can't remember that Geno's just a play. We can't forget that Geno's just a placeholder, right? So, is it possible he could have a slight bounce back with better protection and better weapons? Yeah. A lot of it's going to have to come down to scheme. We didn't see great things from Frank Reich when he was head coach in 2023 of the Panthers.
Carolina. Yeah,
they didn't have great weapons. They had a young quarterback.
That's fair. Yeah.
But this is his last hurrah. If he can't, reestablish his reputation, he's going to be out the door of the league.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of unknowns. I'm on record as have preferred keeping Engstrand because I thought there were guys running open, and you have to let young coaches grow into the role. If he's really someone who is innovative, then you keep him and you let him become the coach that you think he could be after 1 year. I mean, because we didn't have any weapons ourselves last year.
Right. True.
To speak of. So I thought that AG's trigger was a little quick with that. He's kind of gotten a reputation for scapegoating his coaches, which is deserved. It's just a matter of, they will be better on offense. Can't be worse than Fields. And is Reich going to be able to scheme up enough stuff with these weapons, which on paper could be pretty good weapons, good athleticism. I mean, people don't even by the time they get to Omar Cooper Jr., a guy who runs 4.4 and breaks tackles like no one's business and can play inside outside. He's almost like an afterthought. And I think Omar Cooper, I always say beware the late risers, but he didn't quite rise to the point where people thought he would go middle of the first round. So get him at 30 overall is tremendous value, I think. Let's just see, the people that are in the building should be motivated to show something. Let's see if they can show improvement. I wanted Glenn out the door. But let's see if we can get us at least on the right track for the next coach and show some improvement and get some entertaining football in there. The expectation for the playoffs should be off the table.
Right. That's fair. Hey, can I ask you a question real quick?
Sure.
D'Angelo Ponce, Indiana corner. Do you see him as an inside guy or an outside guy?
He's going to be a little bit of both from what I'm hearing, but primarily inside, I would think.
Okay, so Kyle Clifton, primarily inside guy on D'Angelo Ponce. All right.
Well, I think they'll do some matchup stuff on the outside when you're dealing with guys that aren't 6'4". Then maybe you'll see him slide out there on occasion. Okay.
But do you have a preference on one or the other?
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer to see him, learn to be the slot.
Okay, so prefer the inside. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Okay, all right, interesting. I like that, Kyle.
I appreciate your time, BJ.
There we go, Kyle Clifton, baby. All right, I think he did the Omar Cooper Jr. inside-outside thing on purpose. I think he did. And for those who get it, you get it. Shout it out to Kyle Clifton here on the show. We have 300 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Whoa, Beast is on the move.
Yeah, we're going to the suburbs this morning because I got to work. I got a nice little job coming up that I'm doing this morning. A little lawn care. But first, I got to stop at Fairplay and pick up some chicken. Man, when a man needs his chicken, he needs his chicken. And I got to pick up some beef. And
what kind of chicken?
They got the tenders. Ooh. You know me, I'm a tenders man.
I love tenders.
Let me just say this: if you get the spicy tenders, whoo, you don't need no hot sauce for that one. You just gotta let it slide. Slide.
Where do you live at, Beast?
I'm in Chicago, but I'm going to the suburbs this morning because I know where all the action's at. It's called, if you know where the action's at, you go.
talking on your cell phone, please be courteous to other passengers.
Don't worry, it's another day at the office. So how you been there, boys? How you been, BG?
I'm doing great, man. I'm glad. How far is all your public transportation?
Not too far. Not far at all. But let's see. What are we gonna be doing right now? We're going right out of Oakland. There we go. There's one way to do that bag. What you see is what you get, brother. But like I said before, if we get Kansas City first, we'll kick their ass. We'll kick them around a couple times, and if Chicago's coming up, there'll be some surprises. There'll be some big surprises.
Hey, quick question: Was that bus driver talking to you?
Nah, it's heavy, buddy. You know, the usual shit.
Okay.
Usual shit. Same story, same shit. I don't let it bug me. I just play it by ears, man. I've been up since 3 o'clock in the morning, man. 3.
3 o'clock. What time do you normally get up?
Till about 4 or 5.
Okay. Wow.
Well,
you're an early riser. What time do you go to bed?
Yeah, I went to bed about 8:45 because you got to start the day off good. You got to start preparing. You got to prepare ahead of time.
Your sleep. Yeah.
Well, you got to remember these words. AIA. Do you know what AIA stands for? Ahead in advance.
Wow. I had never considered that. Is that something you use all the time?
What happened?
I said, is that something you use all the time? AIA?
That's right. Be ahead in advance. If you're not prepared and you're not ready, you're behind the 8 ball.
Mm-hmm.
Always remember.
Yeah.
Always remember. Stay ahead of the game. And if you don't, you're gonna miss out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And don't worry because we got a long way to go. We got baseball, we got soccer coming up, we got a lot of good things coming up.
Yeah, right. World Cup.
Hey, as someone once sang, here we go, alley, alley, alley. Tonight, we're gonna celebrate the cup of life, alley, alley, alley. Do you know who who sang that? Ricky Martin.
Yeah, that's it. Great song. Yeah.
Oh, hey, they should play it again. Like after all, it's been a long time since that last one was played. And was it the '98 World Cup?
Wow,
that's when they were. That was it. Well, the '98 Cup was in France. Korea and Japan was 2002. Germany was 2006. I think South Africa was 2010. 2014 was somewhere else. 2018 was Russia. 2022 was Qatar. And now we get the World Cup here in America.
Ah, sweet. That's so cool. Can't wait to see it, man. What's it, next month, right?
That's right. And prepare for it because the stages, they're ready. We're ready. We're ready to change the world.
So what else do you have to do on this trip outside, Beast? You say you want to go pick up some tenders. What else is going on?
I'm going out to do some lawn care too. I gotta make a few bucks.
You do lawn care for other people?
Yeah, get it out of the way. What you see is what you get, man. That's the world.
So is that lawn mowing, weed whacking, what, or more than that?
Lawn mowing.
Okay, cool.
I got that. Well, the one guy got this Craftsman 2000, and this bad boy will freaking kick your ass like you wouldn't believe it. I'm talking. And it has power, baby, and I'm talking power. And not the other kind of power. I'm talking more power.
Yeah. Wow, that's cool. Oh wow. Okay, so that's the one that you ride around, right?
No. He got it positioned like, you know how you hold two of them and the wheels grab you, man. It's like whoa.
Yeah.
I like that. It's funny, man. It's pretty good. I like it. I dig it.
So how many lawns do you have to do today?
I'm only doing one today.
Okay, nice. All right. So hopefully you make some good scratch.
Hey, what you see
is what you get.
That's right. And hey, if you don't like it, tough.
Yeah. I believe if people don't like it, there's 2 words for you.
Tough love.
Oh, well, yeah, that was probably the 2 words I was going to think of. Outside of DX. Yeah, that probably would have been tough love. Probably would have been the other 2 words.
You know what they say in German? They call it Fassenlicker. That means something in German.
Oh, okay. More you know, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's because I also have I have German in part in my family history, so I know the goods when I see it.
Okay.
But I don't want to take up too much of your time because I don't want to feel like I'm the asshole here. So, as they say in Italy, arrivederci, boys.
Oh, alla vice to you, my friend, as well. The beast on the move. I have a feeling the bus driver may have been talking to Beast. Have a feeling, but I appreciate Beast on the road. That was cool. I've never seen Beast on the move before, and on a bus. Nice. Congratulations. Cool. Get some good tenders. I got chicken tenders yesterday. Delish. Absolutely delish. Back to the phone lines. Who do we got up next here? We got Devin, 04 Jets fan.
What's up, BG?
Hey, what is up? We've got a lot going on, my friend, huh?
Yeah, just another day.
That's right. Another day, another dollar.
Listen, I get where everybody's like, Geno sucks, but he at one point was looked at as the next quarterback for this team.
Yep.
And he's proven in the league that he can be a quarterback in this league, so I want to believe that that's what he will be for us.
Mm-hmm.
Now, will he be 2 years ago Seattle? I doubt it.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Can we get some version of Seattle and not Vegas?
Right.
I mean, but on the Klubnik front, hey, let's see. I think he could step in. I don't think he could be a full-time starter, but I think he could be one of them guys that just comes in and spot fills 2-3 weeks, get you a couple wins, and get you through.
So you hoping that Russell Wilson says no to the Jets contract offer they put on the table?
I don't care, honestly.
Okay.
If he says yes, he says yes. If he says no, screw you too, buddy. But it is what it is.
I love that. I love that. Hey, if you're with us, you're with us. If you're not, you're not. Get the hell out. I love that.
I mean, what else is there to say?
I don't know. That to me, I don't know. Like, in a perfect world, if Cade could be the backup, that must have been a very good sign. So he beat out whoever else was in the room. Bailey's happy, Brady Cook. And if he's QB2, the Jets feel comfortable that if something happened to Geno, they would go to him. So in a perfect world, that would be spectacular. The thing is that the Jets have to try to make that informed decision with very minimal information. They had him in the pre-draft process. They've had him now in these, I'm not even going to say voluntary workouts because technically those haven't started yet for the rookies. You have this rookie minicamp, which is sort of an initiation process. Then the rest of the team is all together the following week. So they don't even have a lot of information here, and they have to make a discernment very quickly. Is like a Russell Wilson a good QB2 to have, or can it be Cade? But you have to make the decision in May before you know what Cade can be. So to me, that's sort of an interesting conversation here. But yeah, perfect world is Cade, but obviously AG can't just bet on a 4th-round rookie to save him if an injury occurs. So I understand why he's kicking the tires on Russell at the very least.
I mean, I don't remember who it was reported said it, but apparently Russ was a very good mentor to Dart last year.
Yeah, I heard that as well. Yeah.
And if that's the case, then I'm a little more for it. If he's willing to come in and be that mentor to the young guy and be like, hey, you can make a lot of money just being the backup. Or if this is truly your dream to be the guy, XYZ, this is what you need to accomplish.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. If he comes, he does. If not, what's the saying? If you stand with me, you're my friend. If you stand against me, hell, there will be no mercy or whatever.
Yeah, sweep the leg. Nice. Some Cobra Kai action. Yeah. Take him out. But but I think that's a good way to put it, though. Like, if he's with us, again, that's sort of how I feel about any Jet. I mean, maybe one day I will be questioned ethically about this, but whoever joins the Jets I support, they wear the green and white. I wear the green and white. I'm a Jet fan, and whoever plays for my team, they're a soldier in our army. And I'm like, let's go. I will ride or die for whoever you are. So if Russell's with us, great. You're one of us now. If he's not, screw you. You're on the other side of the fence. So yeah, that makes sense.
Did you see Club Nick's former teammate at Clemson? I think it was T.J. Parker. I think the Bills drafted in the second round.
Yeah,
Did you see his comments
I did
when he found out that the Jets drafted him?
Yeah, it was cool because so obviously Cade was drafted on day 3. TJ Parker's drafted on day 2. It's like the 36th or 35th overall pick. But like TJ didn't get introduced to the media obviously till the next day. So while day 3 was going on, that he shortly found out before he joined the press conference that his Clemson teammate had just been drafted as he was doing media. And the cool part was when we had Don Munson on that I was able to show him that clip. That was the first time he had seen it, and he was laughing about it. Yeah, to me, I love that playful energy, former teammates and friends to foes, enemies now in other divisions. And so TJ Parker's hilarious. I didn't know much about him outside of just him as a prospect. I don't know anything about his story or anything. So yeah, that was hilarious. I love that.
Yeah, I got a great kick out of that. It's one of those good fun amongst friends kind of things.
Absolutely. Right.
But all right, BG, I'll let you go. I'm going to hang out in here and listen to the rest of the calls, and you have yourself a great rest of your day, my friend.
You too, Devin. And thank you for signing up, by the way, for the tailgate. Can't wait to meet you in person for the first time, my friend. That is going to be elite. Which, by the way, before we go back to the phone lines, another reminder, folks. Again, if you're new to the channel, my name is Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. We have 300 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video here on YouTube. You probably hear that. If you watch any kind of YouTube show, you probably hear them say, oh, like the video, subscribe, like this, subscribe. And but it is actually very meaningful. The YouTube algorithm, the more likes it gets, the YouTube gods say, wow, people really like this show. I should give this show to other people. And that's sort of how it all works. So make sure you guys do like the video and hit subscribe. Let me see. Did we pass the mile marker? Let me see. Refresh. Loading. No, we didn't. But that's okay. We'll get there eventually. But no, the other thing I was going to bring up is the tailgate. So we don't know. The schedule's not come out yet. We don't know what game we're going to be going to. We don't know what time the game's going to be or time of the year or any of that jazz. So the opponent, is it September? Is it October? Is it 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock? We don't know any of those details. However, last year we hosted a wonderful tailgate. Myself, James Woody, Chef Kevin Gilbert catered the food. Luby, Super Jets fan, brought the Beast Sprinter. And it was a spectacular time. And it was wonderful for the tailgate. And we did for the Week 5 Jets-Cowboys game last year. And yes, Indy, I've seen you reach out about us sharing pictures and videos. Unfortunately, we'll explain that on a future show, but like something happened. We do have some pictures and videos from that event, but our videographer, that all fell apart, unfortunately, which is terrible news for the guy who was there filming everything, which was disappointing. But anywho, we're doing it again, baby, and we're super excited about it. So we have an early sign-up sheet. It is in the YouTube description of this very video, and quite frankly, the last couple of videos. So if you're interested at all in coming to a Jets home game, I'm going to be hosting a Jets home game. It'll be myself. It'll be James Woody. It'll be a bunch of Jet fans with us. And there will be packages where you could sit with us for an amount of money. There will be packages where you can eat with us with the catered food in the parking lot with Chef Kevin Gilbert. Again, I'm not sure how much that's going to be yet or any of those details. That's going to depend on the opponent we play. That changes price and where we sit and all that other jazz. However, if you have any level of interest, you're like, you know what, that sounds cool. I've been a long-time Boy Green Coffee Club member or a special club member or a listener of the show. I've always wanted to hang out with a bunch of Jet fans, and I love this community. Then, well, this is the perfect opportunity for you. Click the Google Doc sheet down below, and then it's very simple to fill out. You'll see other people have filled it out on the sheet. You put your first and last name. You put, I would want to sit with you guys, yes or no. How many seats would you need? Would you come by yourself? Would you bring your wife, your husband, your kids? Anyone's, all's available. Just let us know because I want an accurate head count. So 4 people would be coming, 5 people, 2 people, 1 people. Okay, so you could sit with us. That's the first two questions. Do you want to sit with us during the game? Yes or no? How many seats would you need? Then it's asked about the tailgate. This is the party in the parking lot. This is a paid ticket, just like the game ticket is. Nothing's free, of course. The tailgate ticket includes food, drink, and all that jazz. Do you want to attend the tailgate party? Yes or no? And how many tickets would you need per person for food and all that jazz? We will have a maximum of 100 people out of the tailgate. We're already over 60, which is terrific. So thank you, guys out there in the audience. So can't wait. It's going to be magical. So if you guys do want to attend, I highly recommend filling out that sheet as soon as possible. It is first come, first serve. And last year we had 60 plus. We're already at 60 plus. So that's a good sign. If for some reason the Google Doc sheet that you have gotten into is not working for you, you can email me. Here's my email on the screen. And for audio only listeners, I will say it. My email is this, and I'll spell it out. PAUL, Paul, A the letter, ESDENJR @gmail.com. Again, that is Paul A. Esden Jr. @gmail.com. PAUL AESDENJR@gmail.com. You can reach out to me and say, Paul, I'm interested in coming to the game, but for some reason the Google Doc sheet didn't work, or you want to confirm that it went through. Reach out to me. Say, hey, I'm Joe. Hey, I'm Sally. Hey, I'm Susie. Hey, I'm Cindy. Whatever. I want to be in, and we will make sure we add you to the pile. So, folks, make sure you do that. And again, obviously, the last piece of that. So, your first and last name. Do you want game tickets? Yes or no? And how many? Tailgate tickets, yes or no, how many? And then the last line is email. You'll see it all the way at the end. Other people have their emails in there. Put down your email so I can reach out to you. So when we get the information, oh, wow, it's going to be the Raiders, as a random example. Oh, wow, it's going to be $300. And I'm making these numbers up right now. I will reach out to you, say, hey, Joey, you said that you wanted 3 tickets and 2 of this for the game. It would be this much. Are you still interested? Yes, sign me up. Let's go. Or no, geez, I can't. So let me know either way. All right, let's get one last caller in here, and then I got to jump on for an interview at 9 o'clock. Let's finish it off with Mr. Legendary Famous Fulton and Bucky.
Good morning, Paul. How are you this morning?
I'm doing swell, sir. How are you?
Doing all right. Got a track meet this Saturday.
Cool. Good luck, my friend.
Yeah, I cannot run this fast no more, Paul. I just can't.
Oh, well, how fast can you run?
Like a little bit.
Okay. All right. So you'll be tested this weekend, it sounds like. But it's good to challenge yourself in life. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've been doing Special Olympics for 17 years now.
17 years?
Yep, 17
Pretty
years
good.
for Special Olympics this year. Thank you.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Yep. And I haven't told you the big announcement, but I'll wait until when it gets closer to the summer games.
Ooh, okay, great. I can't wait for that. Thank you. That'll be terrific. I hope you kill it though. For a
I had the audition for the national anthem. I sent my video, so I'm waiting for an answer from Joe Flalo for Special Olympics. So I'm waiting to hear back from him, so I can do the national anthem this year at the summer games.
I'm sure you'll kill it. Yeah, I'm sure you'll kill it. I hope you get it.
Yep, I hope so too. So yeah, I got let's see. I think I have the let's see. I gotta get ready for the track. So I gotta go to Babeuf High School in Indianapolis.
Okay.
At 8:30 in the morning.
Wow. Okay.
And then at 10:30, I've got the javelin throw.
Okay. Javelin. All right.
Yep. 1:30, I got the 200 meter dash.
All right.
And then the last one is the relay.
Okay.
At 2,
wow.
2
cool.
o'clock.
I can't wait. Oh, man, I wish I was participating. It sounds like fun, all those events.
Well, yeah, I don't want to be there for a long time, and I want to sit there for hours. So.
Yeah, definitely don't want that. But wow, that's awesome. Well, thanks for sharing, Mr. Famous Fulton. Hopefully you get that national anthem singing gig. That'd be great. And good luck this weekend, my friend.
Yep, sounds great. And we'd love to have you on my show for an interview.
Yeah, anytime. Reach out. We'll make it happen. Okay, Mr. Legendary Famous Fulton?
I sure will.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Let's frickin' go. All right, everybody. Wow, what a fun show. Some great Frank Reich quotes, some great calls, great questions, great pushing back and forth, good conversations. Again, two last plugs. Well, one last plug, actually. I'll keep it to one. Chris Strevler, former Jets quarterback, retired this offseason. Will be joining me live at 3 o'clock. He was a cult hero for a period of time. You see, there's Nathan Shepard back there, George Fan, AVT, Jermaine Johnson when he had the 52 jersey, Garrett Wilson's in here. A lot of people on this picture I'm putting up on the screen. Well, Chris Strevler when he had his crazy moment in the preseason a couple years ago. So we'll talk about that. We'll have some fun. And again, we'll take super chat questions. That'll be live at 3 o'clock right here on the channel. That's youtube.com/@BoyGreen25. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. I got to jump to another interview, but we'll have that Chris Strevler interview coming up at 3 o'clock. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And do me a favor on the way out. Hit that like button on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, jump on over to YouTube. Subscribe. Even if you want to stay on Facebook or Twitter to watch it most of the time, it doesn't hurt to subscribe. That helps get this show to grow, helps allow me to make more money for my family, because this is the main money getter is here on YouTube. I'd really appreciate it. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate you. And we'll see you again soon. Take care.